there, this is Dr. Anna Maria Heltz with Osada Natural Health. I'm an herbalist, a microbiologist, and pretty much an herb and medicinal mushroom geek. I am talking about a topic right now that is near and dear to my heart, and I call it vacant lot medicine. It is using plant medicine that you can get for free from your hopefully local vacant lot, realizing that a lot of people don't have yards or gardens. But if you have an empty lot nearby, it's quite possible that one or more of these great medicinal weedy plants are available to you. And a lot of these are great foods as well as medicines. Now, weeds is often thought of as a negative thing, but weeds are actually adaptable and resilient, and not all of them are edible, but there are a lot of great ones that are wonderful foods and or herbal medicines. Same thing in terms of very common native plants, things like yarrow. It's not unusual to find those in empty lots as well. Now, just a quick word, if you are harvesting plants from a lot and you're planning on sticking them in your mouth, you do want to make sure that it's not an area that's sprayed. You want to make sure it's not like on a former chemical processing plant's grounds. So just be aware of that lot and how nasty or clean it is. And be aware also, if it's a vacant lot, that people are maybe walking their dogs in and such, that there may be some animal waste, pee and such around. So just clean your plants, wash your plants. But just be aware of where you are harvesting them. I actually used to call this backyard medicine, but that's kind of an assumption because not everybody has a backyard, right? But a lot of people do have access to outdoor space, to lots, to fields and such. Just be careful where you're picking. Now, depending on where you live, there could be multiple plants that are showing up for you here. Here is one called wild lettuce that I actually just picked right outside the door here. Very common weed that we'll find all over North America and Europe, Asia as well. It's good medicine. So, learn to identify what is showing up near you. I'm actually going to be featuring all of these plants that I'm going to mention briefly right now in upcoming monthly hour-long online interactive classes, so Zoom classes. The first two coming up will be, I believe, dandelion and mullein next week. But each month we'll be featuring two of these plants, in-depth medicine, food uses, folklore, history, magical stuff around these plants. But I wanted to at least mention them today so that you can start doing homework to see who lives near you and learning to identify them, because you always want to be absolutely 100% sure of the idea of what you're about to stick in your mouth, yeah? So wild lettuce is a very common one. This is wild mallow. It's been sitting on my desk for about an hour, so it's getting wilted, but Malva neglecta is common in lots, yards, gardens, and elsewhere. I don't really need to say who this is. Dandelion. So here's the flower. Here are some little bitty leaves, dandelion leaves. You want to make sure it's dandelion and not false dandelion. So we'll get into some identification in the upcoming classes, but get some good herb books. Start learning this. Go out on forages locally if you're lucky enough to have an herbalist leading them. Here's a native plant that some people consider weedy because it's so common. This is yarrow, Achillea millefolium. 1,000 leaves is what millefolium means, because it kind of looks like it has thousands of leaves due to these little leaflets. Yarrow, great plant that you'll often find in an empty lot. Here's wild mint. I use this one kind of similarly to catnip. And a lot of mints can be used similarly for like gas and bloating, those sorts of things, a little nervous system support. This is another common weed that will show up. Smells lovely. Here's burdock leaf. Burdock, the root is used as food and medicine. This is another common weed you'll find in many parts of North America where I live. It's a Eurasian plant, but is naturalized here. Tends to like wetter, more shady places. Another dock, yellow dock, is a very common weed, very valuable medicine as well. That's another good one to learn about if it's in your area, and it's pretty easy to find out if these are in your area by going out on a walk and taking pictures of them and going home and looking them up. taking samples of the plant, looking up your county, because they will often on their website list what they consider to be invasive plants in your area. Here's another one I'll show you, Gallium. This is Gallium odoratum or sweet woodruff, but its cousin Gallium aperine or cleavers is a common weed in wetter, more shady areas. Some other weeds, shepherd's purse, stork's bill. I already showed you wild mallow, purslane, amaranth, lamb's quarters. There's so many, kudzu, goldenrod, so many great plants to learn about to see if they're near you. Now I do have these written out with their botanical names in the little bit of text that accompanies this video on YouTube here. So you can start looking them up. And then if you find some that you want to learn more about, check out my website, www.osada.com, O, S as in Sunday, A, D as in dog, HA.com, and you can sign up for these quickie hour-long classes where I profile 2 of these great and valuable and plentiful and free medicinal and edible plants. So thanks for tuning in. Start your homework now. Learn who lives near you. Learn how it's used. Take care.